is trash or cash is king? Which one do you agree with, or do you believe both to be true or false? Before you answer that question, let's go over some of the arguments that people make to prove these points. Let's start with cash is king. In times of trouble, like when the stock or the housing market is down, or when the banks are sticky about lending money, having cash at hand is essential to our financial success. Having plenty of cash to buy stocks that are on sale or cheaper houses, or even just to lend money when the banks are unable to, will put us ahead of those people who are out of cash. In this scenario, cash is king. This phrase is also used to articulate that having a lot of cash flow or streams of income is key to our success. Now, who says cash is trash? Those who are obsessed with time value of money are true believers of that phrase. But what is time value of money? Let me illustrate. If we have $100,000 hidden under our mattress because we're too afraid to trust the banks or any investments, then if we don't touch that money in 20 years, that 100,000 will remain 100,000 if you count it, but it will no longer have the same value as it did 20 years before. Why, you say? Think about how much a good burrito cost 20 years ago. I remember only paying $5 for it. But now, a good burrito costs $10, which means that $5 that we've hidden under our mattress can no longer buy a burrito. It has lost its buying power because inflation drove up the cost of goods and services. So we can conclude that our $5 before no longer has the same buying power today. That, my friend, is the time value of money. While we're keeping that $100,000 under our mattress, its purchasing power is getting less over time, hence the phrase cash is trash. If we believe this to be true, then it makes sense for us to invest that $100,000, which means converting that cash into another type of asset. Let's say that we invest this $100,000 in the stock market for 20 years, and let's assume that we're going to get the historical average rate of return of 10%. Without adding to it and just letting our initial capital compound annually, that 100,000 investment is estimated to be over $670,000 20 years later. But instead of saying cash is trash, I would rather say cash is the seed, compound interest is the nutrient, and we are the farmers who are maintaining and benefiting from the money tree that we have planted. None will exist without the other. So, what do you think is the best thing to do? It's more important to find a good balance that will let you sleep at night. Do what makes sense to you. I personally maximize our investments, but I make sure that we have enough cash that if a disaster occurs, we have the means to start over.